Just another piece of space junk by FoxKorp. Captain Tylo took a long sip of his caffeinated beverage. This is what you woke me up for. It's 3 a.m. planetside time. The captain had been running low on sleep recently. With the countless patrols and endless drills, there's been little time for rest. Tonight, he was finally able to sleep, dreaming peacefully of his life back home, only to be woken up by the screeching of the intercom. "Sir, it's a completely alien design. It warrants further analysis." Head Research Attaché Jolnus had always been a thorn in Tylo's side, constantly pestering about insufficient space to think, or not enough research staff. Yesterday, he complained about the lack of radioactive isotopes. Why would a ship full of crew subject itself to continuous radiation? Simply put, Jolnus was, and still is, an annoying part of the ship. High Command won't allow for Tylo to throw the meddling researcher into a life pod and send him away. That hasn't stopped Tylo from seriously considering it. So, look at that big ugly thing. Whatever alien designed it clearly wasn't very advanced. It's worth less than scrap metal. "Sir, at least let me send a research party to investigate it. I'll also need full control of the ship's scanners for the duration of the mission." Tylo recognized an opportunity when he saw it. "Only if you personally lead the expedition from the research vessel." Jolnus didn't seem to recognize the captain's plan, obviously a little too anxious to get him off the vessel. That, or he didn't care. "Yes, sir. I'll leave right away." For the next 20 minutes, Tylo enjoyed the peace and quiet of his captain's chair without interruption. He had almost drifted back to sleep when the high-pitched whine of Jolnus's voice screamed over communications. "You need to see this." The captain grumbled and moved over to the sensor monitoring station on the bridge. A small group of bridge officers had gathered around the screen. "Get back to your stations," barked the captain. He'd had enough of annoying subordinates for one day. Once he got to the sensors, he suddenly realized the magnitude of this discovery. That's not possible. The readings on the sensors indicated that this craft originated before the Big Bang. "Isn't it incredible, sir? We've almost reached the object with the research vessel. We'll update you second by second." For the first time in his life, Tylo wasn't annoyed by what the scientist had to say. He could only sit with his jaw open in fascination. "One of you communications officers, get High Command on the line. They'll want to see this." "Yes, sir, but what do I tell them?" The captain's consciousness swam within his mind, looking for an answer that would satisfy the sheer importance of the discovery. "Tell them we've found something older than time itself." The research vessel reached the ancient alien craft, and the data began to stream back to the captain's ship. The alien race had designated the ship B-52 Model ZZ-2. It was designed at a time so long ago there were more zeros than Tylo thought practical. "Sir," Jolnus said, "this vessel is seemingly physically impossible." "How so?" "The density of its armor should be enough to collapse it into a black hole. It is denser than strange matter by a matter of magnitude." The captain didn't know much about interstellar phenomena. "What is strange matter?" The scientist responded with some general annoyance. "It's the densest state of matter before something becomes a black hole. Nothing denser should be anything other than a singularity." The captain was now annoyed. He stated very matter-of-factly, "It obviously isn't a black hole." Jolnus didn't reply to the statement, only sending more data in return. It was nonsensical. The armor on the vessel seemed to be strong enough to resist the temperature of a star. The captain couldn't believe his eyes. "This data can't be right. I've triple-checked the data. The armor seems to be indestructible." The captain took a moment to think, coming up with a totally genius plan. "Move clear of the ship. We're going to test its durability." "But sir, that could damage. Just get clear." Tylo nodded to his weapons officer, the massive forward lance of the battleship charging up with a tremendous whine. The forward lance of his ship was capable of cutting clean through an entire planet within minutes. If this ship truly was indestructible, they'd know soon enough. A beam of pure energy streamed out of the battleship's bow, ripping through space and time. The unstoppable force collided with the B-52, but nothing happened. The beam was fully absorbed as if it was nothing more than a flashlight. The B-52 didn't so much as move an inch. Within the hour, multiple high-ranking members of command arrived on the vessel. The battleship moved into closer visual range of the ancient vessel. As they got closer and closer, the captain began to say, "That's one big, ugly fat." He caught himself and looked around the room. Every member of high command was staring directly at him. The captain's voice went quiet as he muttered his final word, "Fellow." The end. Like and subscribe for more content.